name was Anita and not Athena. And so we were there for 4.5 years, and I got to, by the way, I got to watch this was really cool. My dad took me to a movie theater full of Navy guys, and we watched a Jerry Lewis movie on the screen, and I already started learning English. So I was watching a movie that was coming out in English with Turkish subtitles. So my dad and I were laughing before everybody else with every single joke. And I can still remember that, how bizarre that was. And I would think it was funny, and then they would think it was funny. But anyhow, so the important thing was, though, I said, so why did we have to leave? And he said, well, speaking of liberal and conservative, he said, to you and your friends, I am very far right of center, and I understand that. But in Turkey, when I came back with my American ways, they viewed me as very far left of center. And they decided that they wanted me out of there, and they realized that my wife was Greek. So a member of the police squad or whatever took him aside and said, by the way, because you're married to a Greek woman, you and your family are going to prison for the rest of your lives. Thanks a lot. Or you can leave the country in the next 45 days and leave everything you own behind. And we had houses, we had beautiful beachfront property, we had money. All that was going to remain with his sister, who, by the way, was very happy that it worked out that way. And we got on a plane with one bag each and $200 of American money and flew back to the United States.
Please, officer, don't arrest me. I know I was panhandling, but I'm a prince in Turkey.
I don't believe you, and I need to uphold the duty of my police squad or whatever.
Please, I have millions of dollars in Turkish lira.
It doesn't matter. You're going to jail for 10 years or something like that.
Oh no, please, no. Please, don't you have family?
Yes.
Don't you miss your family?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be terrible if somebody took you away from your family? Well, that's what you're doing to me right now.
You're breaking my heart.
It's one of those Japanese horror films. I don't think you read Japanese, right? But I'll read it. So ah! Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Oh!
Oh!
No! No! That's a one funny part.
And welcome to the lightning round of Leave Everyone You Love Behind. We have our 5 contestants. They have 30 seconds to abandon their family, pack their bags, break a law, and repatriate. Ready and go!
See ya! I don't know so much. I'll never see you again. I'm done.
Whoa! Ladies and gentlemen, it's Yaya.
Congratulations, you don't have to go to jail! So how long have you been in this Turkish prison?
17 years.
What are you in for?
I stole a bar of soap.
Yeah? What about you? What are you in for?
Oh, I'm just visiting. I began to exist here.
What do you mean by that?
Yes, well, right about there. Where you're standing.
Oh, God!
I came into being.
So you got some kind of a visitor pass?
Yeah, I'm just here for the day. Seeing the old stomping ground.
Well, I mean, look, I can call the guard and he can open the bars and you can come in and have a little moment by yourself if you want.
Wow, you do that?
He would be happy to
Guard,
step out.
Well,
guard.
they gave me a key, that's fine.
All right.
You called me?
Yeah. Can you open the gate? He was born. He was conceived here.
Son! Oh, yeah! You're taking it anywhere!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did I tell you that's why you were conceived?
I've heard.
First, we got the guns out. Oh, God.
Can you believe that he left all this behind and left it to me?
That's
so amazing.
Beachfront property, all of these houses?
And now you love me?
I do.
That's so weird. I'll be the first doodle puss to inherit.
I know.
I can't help it. This is so good. So little did I know, by the way, that if I would be standing up here and telling my stories, and I mentioned that where I was conceived, that I'd hear all that. So I'm going to have to live with those visions from now on. But anyhow, so you know, we show up in the United States, and that's really nice. And the very first night, we go to my grandparents' home, where all of my uncles and aunts and cousins are there. And the amazing thing, as I mentioned earlier, is they greet people. Well, they yell at each other. So all the men went into the living room, and all the women went into the kitchen. So I thought, how cool! I'm going with the guys. So I go into the living room and I sit down, and all the guys are yelling at each other about the United Nations and about the Red Sox and about all these. They're yelling at each other. So I'm 4.5 years old, and that kind of scares me, having never heard anybody yell at anybody before. So I go into the kitchen to be with my mom. And my mom and all of her sisters and Yaya are yelling at each other, and they're yelling about how you need a little bit more salt in this, and how and you all these different things, and yelling at each other. So I'm like terrified. So I go upstairs, and there is my little cousins, and they're talking like normal people, and I feel really good. And one of my girl cousins, Lady, who we named our daughter after, she said, "Have you ever seen TV?" And I said, "What's TV?" And she said, "Oh, you get to watch it, and there's things on it, and it's really fun." And I turned to my brother, who's 3 years old, and he and I said, "It's TV." And they said, "Well, have you ever seen Superman?" I said, "What is Superman? I don't even know what that is." And they said, "Well, we'll watch it together." So I'm thinking, Johnny and I are thinking, okay, well, this is cool, whatever Superman is, we'll get to watch it together. So eventually we all go downstairs into the other room, which isn't the living room, but is a little room that has a TV set in it. Of course, I didn't know what a TV set was, but it was this big box with a glass screen in front of it. And they turn it on, and it's right at the beginning of Superman. The Man of Steel, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, fights fire with fire, whatever it was. And then there's this him standing there with his cape blowing in the wind. And then it goes to a commercial, and Johnny and I look at each other and go, "TV is fantastic." And we take our hand, we both hold hands and walk back up the stairs. We thought the show was over. And my cousin came down and said, no, there's more to that. So there was more to that. So the next morning, I couldn't wait to watch TV again. So I woke my mom up and I said, "Can we watch TV? Can we watch TV?" And she said, "Oh no, it's too early." I said, "No, it's not too early." So I go downstairs and there's Yaya. And there's a TV set. And I said, "Can we watch TV?" And she said, "Okay." So she turns it on. And it was that, some of you may be old enough to remember that screen that before the TV would start in the morning, there would be that screen. And it was that screen. She said, "See, the TV is broken," and shuts it off. And I go, "Okay, I went back to bed."
Hey, cousin.
Hey.
So I know you're watching TV. Have you ever heard of Outside?
What's outside?
Come with me. See?
There's so many colors.
Yeah.
It's so big.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean Batman isn't entirely animated?
No, yeah, there's an actual guy, and he dresses like a bat, and he fights crime. It's not entirely animated.
But I've watched it. There's music, it's animated, lots of names, pow, and then it's done.
No, that's a real guy. He's a real guy. It's a real thing.
I didn't know there was more.
Oh, there's so much more. We could be Batman.
There's so much more.
Batman's here!
You are my biggest fans, and I've been listening to you with my bat radar. You will now become my crime-fighting partners.
Oh my gosh!
But first, we need to go to Turkey. Join the Navy. I'll tell you about it on the way. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we have here is a television set. As best as we can tell, this was actually the deity of the Homo erectus many, many years ago. You can see on the slide above it has gone through many, many forms, starting at its inception as something that looked oddly like furniture, and then turning into a holographic projection, crude as it is to our eyes today.
Speaking of Inception, son!
Have I ever told you how you were conceived?
Yes, and then I went there, and then Mom told me.
Oh, how is your mother?
Graphic. Detail-oriented. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. We can join the tour again.
I wanted to show you this. This is important. This is going to change the world. This is the internet. That's it right there. See, it says Google. That's the whole thing.
What does it do?
I don't know. It's just, but I went to the library and they showed it. They sat me down in a chair and they said, "This is the internet." I stared at it for 3 hours. It didn't do anything.
Well, let's push some buttons and see.
Whoa! You might break it. I don't do that. Don't do that. Don't.
But look, there's a picture now.
Oh,
Oh, you know what?
that's nice.
My God, that's our house. There's a picture of our house. This
How
is
did you
evil.
get my house, you demon box?
It's the devil.
And they say that in America, there are heroes, but not just regular heroes like Papu.
He was on a submarine.
They have heroes that can fly, and they dress in bright blue costumes with red fluttering capes. And anytime anything goes wrong, they come and they save you. We gotta go. Do you think we can get away? Do you think we could leave all this and go to the land of superheroes? Where everyone is good all the time?
I'm ready to go right now. I'll leave everything I own.
But we need costumes. And weapons.
So you're telling me that this is, I don't know, this internet. You go on and you talk with your neighbors and your friends on a screen and you don't actually see them in person.
No. It's like you're communicating directly with their minds. It's the way of the future.
I'm so sorry. I just don't think I can invest in this. I think this whole idea is stupid. Nobody will ever type a letter on a computer and send it to their mother.
But typing is going to be a huge thing. Everybody's going to be typing. Little children are going to be typing.
Are you kidding me? Kids would never be able to master this technology.
All right, fine. I'll take it outside.
Darn it, the printer's jammed again. If only there was someone who could help.
Aha!
Oh my goodness, where did you come from?
America! Ladies and gentlemen, this is America!
Just 3 more minutes. You're awesome. We're going to take a 10-minute intermission. During that time, please feel free to browse in the music store, get some refreshments. There are bathrooms through the music store on the other side, so there's 1 here and 2 over there. If you're not on our mailing list, please get on the mailing list. Have a great intermission, and we will be back with the second half of Mr. Erokan's life in just 10 minutes.